Welcome back to our channel, where we update the fastest, most dramatic and most complete shocking details from the movie Beyond the Gates. The movie is making audiences around the world breathless every second and minute by the conspiracies, betrayals and the uncompromising power struggle. Let's explore more deeply the latest developments related to Hayley, a woman who seems weak but hides inside a great ambition and a bold plan to take over all of Bill's huge assets. The man she once trusted but is also the one who can ruin her life at any time if she doesn't act first. In the middle of the quiet night, when the whole city was immersed in a hazy fog and the dim streetlights cast cold shadows, Hayley walked silently but calculatingly on the road leading to the old villa, isolated from the hustle and bustle outside, where she had arranged a secret meeting with the man who had been playing the most important role in her life at the moment. Not only her lover but also her ally. The one who had conspired with her to seize all of Bill's assets in the most sophisticated way. No one in the upper class, no one at the lavish parties where she and Bill often appeared could have suspected that behind the mask of a gentle, resigned woman was a cold, sharp and calculating mind no less than any manipulator of power. She spent months researching, observing, gathering information, step by step drawing up the perfect plan to bring down Bill without leaving any trace that could implicate her. Bill, with all his confidence and arrogance, always thought of Hayley as an inseparable part of his life. A woman who only knew how to rely on him, unable to stand on her own, let alone challenge his power and assets. That's why Bill was completely unprepared for betrayal from the person closest to him. But that very contempt became a fatal flaw. A weakness for Hayley to exploit and gradually infiltrate Bill's financial defense system silently but effectively. Each of Hayley's meetings with her lover was carefully calculated, taking place in discreet locations, completely separate from the world she and Bill lived in, to ensure that no prying eyes or rumors could affect the plan. That man was not only a lover, but also a seasoned financial expert, who understood every loophole in the system that Bill had painstakingly built to hide his true assets. The two had secretly collected full evidence of shady investments, trust funds set up under the names of shell companies. The money flows were transferred sophisticatedly through a series of complex transactions to launder money or hide in offshore tax havens. Hayley knew that if she only stopped at obtaining information, she would never be able to truly control that huge fortune. She needed more than that. Needed to have all the evidence in hand so that when released, it would not only make Bill lose all his reputation, but also make him lose his back to shareholders and partners, have all his assets frozen, and even face the risk of being criminally investigated. This was not just a battle for assets, but also a life and death battle between two people who used to be close friends, but now became sworn enemies. The information Hayley and her lover collected was increasingly more and more clear. Every shady contract, every internal document, even the recordings of Bill's sensitive conversations with his partners were in their hands. She patiently waited for the right opportunity, while still playing the role of the ideal wife, appearing with Bill in public with a charming smile and affectionate eyes, making no one doubt her loyalty. But behind that smile is a cold and cruel nature, a relentless plot to push Bill into a dead end. The plan was meticulously drawn up, every time frame, every step was carefully calculated. Hayley knew that if she failed, not only she but also her lover would have to face fierce revenge from Bill, who, once betrayed, would never show mercy to anyone. But the resentment and obsession with the days of being manipulated by Bill, imprisoned in his gilded cage, made her unable to retreat. She would rather take the risk than continue to live in the shadow of that man for another day. The meeting tonight at the old villa was not only to agree on the final plan, but also a moment for both of them to strengthen their trust in each other before rushing into an uncompromising battle. Hayley brought all the important documents, the evidence that could ruin Bill's reputation overnight. She couldn't hide her excitement, but she didn't let her emotions control her reason. She clearly understood that just 1 minute of carelessness would cause all her efforts to go down the drain. In the dusty room, under the dim light from the dim lamp, Hayley and the man reviewed the entire plan. They had in their hands Bill's secret bank accounts, the ghost companies and the names of their close friends, the offshore investment funds set up with the sole purpose of money laundering and tax evasion. More importantly, they had successfully placed their own people in key positions. From Bill's personal assistant to his financial advisor, creating a secret surveillance network that Bill himself was unaware of. The time to act was near. Hayley knew that with just one final step. The entire financial empire that Bill was proud of would collapse like a sandcastle before a big wave. And at that time, she would be the one to control everything, from assets, shares to strategic relationships that Bill had worked so hard to build. Not only did she regain her freedom, but she also buried the person who had despised, manipulated and betrayed her for so many years. With each step she took out of the old mansion, Hayley clearly felt the cold night air passing by. But in her heart was a fierce fire of determination burning. She knows that once she enters this game, there is no way back. Either she wins or everything collapses. There is no room for weakness or hesitation. And don't forget to not miss any dramatic, thrilling developments and unexpected twists of the movie Beyond the Gates. Click the follow button and subscribe to our channel now. Thank you for always accompanying and supporting. See you again in the next videos.